This is huge. Folks, Australia has done it again. They are leading the world in striking blows against coercive groups, commonly referred to as cults. The Australian state of Victoria just conducted an inquiry into the impact of cults and organized fringe groups. And on July 29th, they released their full report and recommendations. And, spoiler alert, they recommend that the Victorian government criminalize group-based coercion by 2029. This means that Australia could lead the world in making group-based coercion a crime. Hi, I'm Monica, and I'm a team member with the Stop Mandated Shunning Project, where we find legal and academic pathways to fight back against groups that use stigma, isolation, and organized ostracism to control their members. This report by the Legal and Social Issues Committee was based on 317 submissions to an online questionnaire, along with public hearings involving survivors, professionals, and group representatives. It has two parts. The first part, Crossing the Line, outlines the harm caused and the tactics that are used by coercive groups, along with the legislative recommendations of the committee. The second part, in their own words, highlights the lived experience of survivors. But how did this committee try to sidestep the inevitable accusation that some groups will make that they are being persecuted for their religious beliefs? The committee did two brilliant things. First, they did not name any group in their final report, and they did not label any specific group as a cult. Second, they made clear that they are only focused on behaviors, not on beliefs. Obviously, the ideology of groups that use coercive tactics can vary greatly. There are multi-level marketing schemes or political groups. There are Christian, Hindu, or Muslim-based groups. There are yoga cults and martial arts cults. The committee simply outlines common group tactics that are coercive, such as isolation from the outside world, fear-mongering, coerced free labor, and shunning, and that is what it recommends be made illegal. Personally, as a passionate advocate for survivors of group-based mandated shunning, I was so thrilled to see the committee repeatedly acknowledge the harmful tactics of stigma and social isolation, which is almost universal in authoritarian groups. The committee specifically highlighted social control and isolation, including isolation from external relationships and shunning excommunication, and restrictions on relationships and social life, including restricted friendships, controlled intimate or sexual relationships, and forced separation from family. After this report was completed, some committee members expressed surprise at the number of people who came forward with lived experience who had been born into a coercive group. If you are an SGA, second-generation adult, or an MGA like myself, multi-generation adult, you can appreciate the huge significance in the fact that the Australian government is finally recognizing that some of us never joined a cult. We were born into a closed system without an exit ramp. One of the survivors who courageously came forward to share her lived experience was Laura McConnell. She was raised in the 2x2's faith. She was 19 years old when she was shunned for pushing back on the life that her group expected of her. She left to start a new life from scratch without any support. The 2x2s do not allow women to wear jewelry, makeup, or tattoos, and I just love to see that Laura is embracing what was once forbidden. This report is over 500 pages long. I am still working my way through it, but I will include a link in the description below. I will also include a link to a great ABC News article with an overview. Finally, please note that this inquiry was only able to happen because there were survivors with experience in high control groups that were willing to come forward, share their lived experience, and ask their government for help. That is how real change happens. So if you are someone who wants more legal protections against coercive groups, please inform yourself of what they did in Australia and consider doing the same in your country. One easy thing you can do right now is to support research now being conducted at Roehampton University in the UK on faith-based mandated shunning. Please take the survey, please donate if you can. Let's make mandated shunning a crime.